What is going on, everybody? Weedle here, and we are backing out with an Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon Wi-Fi battle, and this one's going to be an overused tier battle. Hooray! Today, I'm using the same team that I used in my recent Wi-Fi battle where I pretended to be iVisual, using Adrenaline Orb, Digger's Beam, Weakness Policy, Accelgor, Mega Venusaur without Fury Cutter, so you can already dislike and unsubscribe. Alolan Golem, Togekiss, and Durant. It's my opponent's team.
You seem to be having fun.
Almost as thick as A-Drive, but not quite that level of thickness. But without further ado, let's hop directly into this battle, because my opponent had 3 steel types, which is going to make a pretty big difference in the outcome of this battle, as you'll see. So my opponent's going to lead off with the Landorus T, of course, and I anticipate my opponent to lead off with Tapu Bulu, so I lead off my Mega Venusaur. So I'm like, oh, this guy's just going to go for Stealth Rocks. Landorus T is his only Stealth Rocker, no big deal. But when I thought more about this turn, I'm like, Mega Venusaur does really well against this team. And what Z moves do Landorus T commonly carry? Supersonic Sky Strike. So just on the off chance my opponent wants to click Supersonic Sky Strike, I switch into my Alolan Golem as my opponent blows his load, goes for the Z move on turn 1 because he wants to make sure I have the most amount of fun humanly possible in this overused tier battle. So my opponent's gonna go for Supersonic Sky Strike. Unfortunately, I actually thought about my turn before I clicked it for once, and I'm able to take very little damage from that Supersonic Sky Strike. So I made Landorus T look like fodder, and here I make a very good prediction. I predict my opponent to predict me to switch out in favor of Earthquake, and so I stay in here and just go for Stone Edge, trying to get pretty much any damage I can get off on Landorus T, and we see that it does a lot more than I was thinking. So I can tell this Landorus T is offensive for sure, and now I'm in fear of the Earthquake, so I bring in my Kissables here, my Togekiss, as I'm going to take some Stealth Rock damage. That's fine. My opponent's going to go for the Gravity, and I'm like, Gravity Landorus Therian form? That's pretty weird. You don't really see it all that much, but I guess my opponent predicted me to switch into Togekiss, so now I can be hit by Earthquake, so that's pretty good. But I saw, since Gravity activated on me first, that I'm faster than the Landorus T, so my opponent just set up the Gravity for nothing, pretty much. And he lets his Landorus T go down as opposed to pivoting into Toxapex. That's pretty weird. I didn't expect him to do that, but now he's going to bring in Magnezone, and this Magnezone is a huge problem. I'm just going to go for the Fire Blast here just to get some damage off on this thing, as it does do a very little amount of damage considering I'm near max special attack. My opponent's going to go for the Volt Switch here, predicting my switch. We're able to live and activate our weakness policy. So now our Togekiss is at +2 special attack and +2 attack. The +2 attack doesn't really matter because unfortunately I am not a Hustle Togekiss. I know, very OP set, but unfortunately I'm not running it. Now in comes Toxapex, here to haze away my dreams. As instead of trying to risk like Air Slash Sponges, I just go for Stored Power, trying to fish for an Oko. As unfortunately Toxapex is able to live, goes for a Scald, and we're able to live at 3 HP, but we get burned. So my opponent played around the Togekiss so poorly, but just because Scald is a fair and balanced move, he's going to get away with it, and my Togekiss is going to go down. So I should have definitely went for the Air Slash Lunge. I just didn't feel like being as skilled as Felicify today, so I wanted to give my opponent a chance of winning this battle. So now I bring in Shofu as dad, and unfortunately Landorus Therian form is dead, so I can't activate Adrenaline Orb, and so I can't really become super fast. But since my opponent's team is rather slow, it doesn't really make that big of a difference. And it comes the Tapu Bulu to switch into Earthquake. Fair enough, because the grassy terrain and grass typing allows it to switch into Earthquake. I predict that switch, go for Ice Punch, because it was super obvious. Unfortunately, Ice Punch does not look like it's going to be a 2-hit KO after grassy terrain, so I'm kind of put into a awkward situation as I'm forced to switch into the Tapu Bulu. So I bring in my Accelgor here, just on the off chance my opponent wants to predict my switch into the Mega Venusaur, as my opponent does bring in Celesteela predicting Mega Venusaur. So I'm glad I decided to switch into my Accelgor, as I don't have Sludge Roll on this set. I actually have me first as opposed to Sludge Roll. I'm going to go for the Endure here, expecting Heavy Slam or Flamethrower, as my opponent's going to go for the Flamethrower. I understand why he went for Flamethrower as opposed to Heavy Slam, because I do have Durant. We're able to live.
Activate our weakness policy.
And Accelgor is going to get +2 special attack. And now, since I do have Durant, I'm like, please go for Flamethrower again. Please go for Flamethrower again. Please go for Flamethrower again. So I go for me first. My opponent goes for Flamethrower. And with me first, +2 special attack, we one-shot Celesteela with Accelgor. My opponent could have easily brought in Toxapex there, 100%, but it's not like you expect me first from Accelgor. I had this battle before I posted my recent Wi-Fi battle, so he didn't really know about my strategies. That is definitely the handicap of being a PokeTuber. Everyone knows your strategies, which is why you can't use the same, teams many videos in a row unless you want to be at a disadvantage. And considering I already put myself at a disadvantage from using these teams, I don't think I need any more of a disadvantage. So now Scald's gonna knock me out. I go for a me first Scald, fishing for a burn, and I thought it would do about as much damage as Bug Buzz, so I'm like, may as well go for for it. Unfortunately, we do not get the burn because we are not as skilled as Toxapex. And now I'm going to bring in Shofu as dad here because the grassy terrain did expire. And I'm like, should I go for Earthquake here? Should I go for Sword Stance? What should I do here? So my opponent's going to switch out in fear of the Earthquake. Of course, he's going to bring in the Tapu Bulu. I do believe I go for Earthquake this time around. I'm actually forgetting about this turn, and it's not really something I do very often, but this battle is rather long. So I actually do go for Earthquake because I predicted my opponent to predict me to predict their switch and stay in and go for Scald because I did go for Ice Punch last time, but I go for Earthquake here just to play it safe. In comes Tapu Bulu, and I do believe it's still in range of Ice Punch. It may be a roll, and it is a roll I'm willing to take. So my opponent's going to withdraw with the Tapu Bulu in fear of the Ice Punch. Going to bring in the Toxapex yet again. With Grassy Terrain, it can easily tank an Earthquake because Grassy Terrain lowers Earthquake damage. Unfortunately, it's the sad reality of running Earthquake and Grassy Terrain. It's one of the main reasons why I love Grassy Terrain because the recovery plus the reduced Earthquake damage allows activating weakness spells to be much easier. And Tapu Bulu does get dual screens as well, so that obviously helps out with taking damage. I go for Sword Stance here. My opponent goes for Scald, praying that he doesn't burn me. Praying. But alas, Scald Burn, 100% chance if your opponent uses it. If you me first Scald though, it's 0%. But at the very least, we're at +2 attack. And even though Grassy Terrain is up, I should still be able to do a sizable amount of damage with Earthquake. Probably not able to knock out Toxapex, but still be able to do like, 40 to 50% and force 50-50s between Recover, Scald, and Haze. I guess that those aren't 50-50s, so there's 3 options, but whatever. Go for Earthquake, do around, 50 to 60%, surprisingly enough. My opponent's gonna go for the Haze, get rid of my stat boost, so now I'm just a useless burn Diggersby, sadly. But Diggersby got to pop off in my recent Wi-Fi battle, so if you want to see Diggersby pop off and Accelgor pop off, watch my recent Wi-Fi battle. I'll leave it in the end screen. You guys will not be disappointed, and I'm sure some of you guys have seen the battle already because it was a nice little parody. But now my opponent's going to switch out of the Toxapex and bring in Kartana, the fair and balanced Pokemon we all know and love. I'm going to go for Sword Stance yet again, expecting my opponent to want to switch out in fear of Earthquake, or go for Recover, or go for anything really. This play was a little bit risky, but at this point I need some power to break through my opponent's team. Now Kartana's in here, and I'm just going to go for Earthquake here because I know my opponent's probably going to go for the offensive move, and Earthquake's not going to do any damage regardless. My opponent chooses to go for Sword Stance for some reason. A little greedy on his part, but considering I am burned, I can definitely understand why he made this play. Earthquake, Kartana's able to live because it's fair and balanced Pokemon, has Ferrothorn level defense stat, and I don't know why they gave Deoxys attack form like 130 base defense, gave it Moxie and made it into a Pokemon. That's just not okay. But yeah, Kartana's going to knock me out with an Overkill Leaf Blade, and it's going to get a base boost. And now that I know it is Sword Stance, I know that my Durant does speed tie with the Kartana. So instead of bringing Mega Venusaur and getting O-Code by Leaf Blade, I bring in my Durant, risk the speed tie to go for Entrainment. Now, many of you guys probably know what Entrainment Durant does. If you are a fan of Relisify, I'm pretty sure he uses like Entrainment Durant on every other Fan Friday, as far as I can imagine. I don't watch Relisify Fan Fridays anymore, but I'm pretty sure Entrainment Durant's pretty common. But the reason why Entrainment the Kartana is so I can bring in Alolan Golem, the Ugly Trap, and this Ugly Trap happens to have Magnapulse, so my opponent cannot switch out. I gave him Truant, and now we are going to start cursing. And since my opponent cannot withdraw thanks to Magnapulse, my opponent's forced to sit in here and watch me set up all over this Kartana. But I felt like this was my only play because, it was currently 3-4 in the situation. Durant's literally useless, and I'm forced to go for the setup now. And we are at +2 attack with Curse, and Truant's going to activate again, and I'm able to go for Curse. I think now we're at +2. And between, Curse, Protect, this Durant, the Kartana, I keep calling it Durant for some reason. This Kartana cannot touch my Alolan Golem as long as I don't misclick, which, I have done before. Not with this strategy in particular, but I have throw games from misclicking. It wouldn't be the first time. So I'm like clicking my moves very slowly on my DS, like Protect, Curse. I even put the move slots like far away from each other on the DS so I couldn't misclick it because I felt like that'd be a way I could lose with this freaking trapping strategy, which by the way, I did not think up with the strategy. I actually stole this from Cancer Fairy. He's the person I steal all these gimmicks from lately because Cancer Fairy is my hero and I love Cancer Fairy. And I'm just gonna keep going for Protect. Eventually, I decided to cut this out because I'm like, maybe this isn't the most riveting gameplay. So after a while, I'm pretty sure you guys see what I'm trying to go for. Getting +6 and my attack attack and defense, and then I'm gonna be at -6 speed, so there has to be a way I'm gonna work around that, otherwise I'll be easily revenge killed. So we're gonna keep setting up curses till I get enough curses to the point where I feel like I can just kill everything with resisted Stone Edge. And now I just go for protect yet again.
20 minutes later.
Finally, Kartana's like, alright, he's at +6. What is he gonna do now? Atomize, baby, because now I have to get fast. Otherwise, all this curse setup would be for nothing. So now you get to watch me go for Atomize over and over. JK, I actually cut the Atomize out because I figure watching, you know, a Golem set up for like 12 turns in a row, maybe not the most enjoyable gameplay in the world. I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure watching Golem set up for like 20 turns in a row is pretty boring, but finally go for Stone Edge here. We are at +6 attack, +6 defense, and +6 speed. Down goes Kartana. Did I have to set up that much?
Yes.
But I wanted to just get up the setup, yes. Get the setup off. And now in comes Toxapex. I'm not risking a miss against this Toxapex, so Shanique was gonna flex for the first time in a long while. Alolan Golem is gonna get cloaked in Z Aura, and Ugly Trap is gonna go for the Continental Crush that like button. So we're gonna bounce up and this guy become a big ass like asteroid thingy-mabob and just drop it on the Toxapex's head. And at +6 attack, this Toxapex is gonna fall over, so it can't even haze away my stat boost. In comes Magnezone, and I can just go for Stone Edge here and knock him out. So I go for Stone Edge.
Miss.
So if you're gonna copy this team, run Rock Slide over Stone Edge. That is what I learned from this battle. I was testing this team on Showdown and missing Stone Edge wasn't really an issue, but since we're on Wi-Fi, and then the moment counts when I'm on Wi-Fi, you know, Alolan Golem cannot handle the pressure, and we missed the second Stone Edge. Or actually, we missed the third Stone Edge technically because we hit Landorus T with Stone Edge to begin with, so I guess like it was the third Stone Edge we went for, but still, it was very underwhelming. I wanted us to win the game with the Alolan Golem, which I spent like 10 minutes of in-game battle time trying to get set up, and then I just missed the second Stone Edge I go for after I get +6. Like, what the hell, game? But thankfully, Mega Venusaur without Fury Cutter's on my team, and because I don't have Fury Cutter, I don't know if I'll be able to win this game because Fury Cutter and Mega Venusaur would definitely win me this battle at this point, but this Magnezone is pretty threatening. If I didn't have Synthesis, I think I would lose to it, but thankfully, I gave a Mega Venusaur recovery because Mega Venusaur with recovery moves is rather useful, and so we're Synthesis back at full HP. Gotta stay healthy just to be safe. My opponent, all he has left is Magnezone and Tapu Bulu, I'm pretty sure, so I just gotta make sure I'm healthy enough so I can live like Stone Edge or something from Tapu Bulu, because I'm pretty sure he's the softest Tapu Bulu because that is the most common Tapu Bulu set nowadays. Even though when Tapu Bulu first came out, I asked on the Showdown chat, like when Sun and Moon first came out, I'm like, do you guys think a softest Tapu Bulu would be good because it gets free recovery from Horn Leech and Grassy Terrain? And then the OE chat's like, no, that set's garbage. Use Sub Leech Seed or like Sword Stance, and I'm like, hey. And what do you know, guys? It is the most common Bulu set nowadays, probably because Poke Game said so. But getting off the topic, Sludge Bomb's gonna knock out the Tapu Bulu, and we're gonna win the battle thanks to Mega Venusaur. No thanks to Alolan Golem, but hey, Alolan Golem allowed us to beat Toxapex so Mega Venusaur can win, so I guess it wasn't that big of a deal. But yeah, this Wi-Fi battle was a little bit strange. It's kind of why I didn't include it with the Wi-Fi battle I posted yesterday, because I figure they showcase two completely different things. Why would I put the clickbait together in one video when I can keep it for two separate videos? So hopefully you guys enjoyed this Wi-Fi battle against Connor. I do apologize to you, man. I apologize in PMs as well, but I apologize again for making you sit through that Alolan Golem stall because you guys saw like a fourth of what that guy had to sit through. So I apologize for that, but I wanted to showcase the Cancer Fairy trapping meme. Trapping strategies like Shadow Tag and like Arena Trap and Magnapole are pretty anti-fun to play against, but it's a Alolan Golem, so come on, can you really get that mad about that? But hopefully you guys enjoyed the Wi-Fi battle. If you guys enjoyed this Wi-Fi battle and really want to support my channel, let me know by leaving a like on the video. That's without a doubt the greatest way to show your support towards my channel, and it's always appreciated. Also, we recently reached 11,000 subscribers, so shout outs to all of you guys who've been giving me your continuous support. Your support is very appreciated, and it keeps me motivated to put out these uploads for you guys, and I love you guys oh so very much, and I never thought I'd ever reach this amount of subscribers, but hey, I got pretty lucky, I guess. But anyways, we're gonna move on to the question of the day, which is going to be, what are your thoughts on trapping abilities in competitive Pokemon? Let me know in the comments down below how you feel about trapping abilities. Do you think they're anti-fun to play against? Do you miss them because Smogon has banned both Shadow Tag and Arena Trap? And do you enjoy using trapping abilities and like strategies, or would you rather use other memes? Now, me personally, I do not like trapping mechanics. Now, Smogon has banned Arena Trap and Shadow Tag for a very good reason, because they're very anti-fun to play against. If your opponent is skilled enough, they will force 50-50s like every other turn, with the trapping Pokemon, and they just completely deter you from sending out specific Pokemon. Like Ductrio and Overused was so disgusting, and then Smogon couldn't just ban Ductrio because their argument was that they could just use Diglett and it would perform the same role, which made me giggle a little bit. But I thought about it and I'm like, yeah, trapping abilities are so stupid, because I'm not even talking about Durant trapping strategies, I'm just talking about trapping abilities in general. Just like Shadow Tag Gothitelle, I remember if you like sent it out right on the correct double switch, you can set up to +6 and then just win the game. And it's just like, how is that fair? Like, I don't know, there's a reason why Smogon has banned trapping abilities. I personally do not like them. I mean, Magnapole I enjoy it because like it helps you beat cancerous OU Pokemon like Celesteela and Kartana and stuff like that, and in UU it helps you beat Scizor. So like Magnapole's a-okay, but the rest of them is just like, oh my god, get me out please. But you can't get out because you're trapped, and then you just have to sit there and watch. And I felt bad for my opponent, but I just wanted to use a trapping strategy because I don't think I've really used any trapping strategies on this channel before. Maybe I used like Whirlpool plus Parasong, but that's not really like a trapping strategy. It's more of just like using Whirlpool plus Parasong. This was like, you know, dedication to the craft, right? Like you had Durant with Truron and Entrainment and, you know, Magnapole Golem to set up. And I guess I could have done it with Magnezone as well, but Magnezone has to use Charge Beam to set up, and I would just eventually kill them on unless it was like a really bulky steel type, so I don't know. But yeah, I'm rambling at this point. Let me know in the comments down below what your thoughts are on trapping abilities in general. Do you think that they're OP? And if you don't, then what is wrong with you? But that's gonna be the question of the day. Thank you guys so much for watching till the end of the video. I'll check you guys next time. Bye.